Hi, today I'm going to show you how to remove the clutch and the sprocket from the Poulan 2150 chainsaw. First, you're going to have to start by removing the chain brake by removing these two 1/2 inch nuts here. So once you've got the chain brake off, you want to remove the bar and chain. Next, you want to remove this cover here. That's a number T25 Torx wrench. The reason for removing the spark plug is because I put a piece of nylon rope down the cylinder, and what this does is it absorbs the shock and keeps the engine from turning over when you're trying to remove the clutch. I prefer this over piston stop because I've seen pistons get damaged from a piston stop pin. So I'm just going to insert the rope into the cylinder. So I'm going to insert as much rope in the cylinder as I can. And you may want to turn the engine until the piston is on the downstroke for that, so you can get more rope in. And what I want is just to lock the cylinder in place. Next, you just turn the saw over, and with this Poulan tool, again that I bought off Mowers for You on their eBay store, it's a Poulan part number 31112. And this tool is very handy for Poulan chainsaws. It simply goes here. It's made for Poulan chainsaws. It fits here, and then with a wrench you unscrew it. You'll notice on the clutch it says off and it shows an arrow pointing clockwise. The reason for that is because the clutch is screwed in reverse threads. So instead of tightening, you're actually going to loosen it when you turn clockwise. And when you want to tighten it back on, you turn counterclockwise. So I'm going to insert my tool in the clutch. It fits right into the two grooves. And now that I've got a good lock on my cylinder, and with the 3/4 inch wrench, I'm just going to turn clockwise until the clutch comes off. So it's already come off. When you remove the clutch, there's going to be a large washer in there, and then your sprocket with its built-in bearing are going to be next. And then there's also another washer between the sprocket and the chainsaw engine. While you've got this apart, it's a good time to clean off all the dirt that's built up over the years inside this area. I'm going to put back the old sprocket because I just did this to show you. Also, before I put it on, I'm going to wipe it inside here of any grease or oil that may be in there. You make sure your little washer's in first, then you put the sprocket on, then the large washer, and then you put this on with the markings of off facing up, and now you would just go in reverse thread mode, which instead of tightening, you put it the way you would normally loosen something. So once you've got the clutch in like that, the next step would be to remove the recoil. The reason for that is because when you go to tighten the clutch, the pressure is going to be on the recoil. You don't want the pressure to be on the recoil when you're tightening the clutch. So there's only 4 screws to remove the recoil. So now that you've got the recoil off, you can proceed to tighten up the clutch just by inserting it back in there and then turning counterclockwise. And you're going to feel the rope tightening in the cylinder. So you want it fairly tight. So that's good. Then just pull the rope out of the cylinder. Put back the recoil on. Now I'll put the spark plug back in. Put the cover back on. And now it's time to put the chain brake back on and the bar and chain. So I'll start with the bar, clean the holes here, the oiler holes, and air blow this crack here as well, where the oil goes through to the bar. Sometimes there's a lot of sawdust in there, so it's a good time to do that. Start by putting it on the sprocket. The next thing to put on is the chain brake. I've also taken advantage of air blowing all the dirt out of here while I had this apart. Now what you have to do is you have to line up this little pin here on the chain tensioner adjuster to the hole right here on the bar. So when you put the cover back on, you want to look down under here at the little pin right there, and you want it to go into the hole of the bar. If it doesn't quite go in like that, just unscrew the screw. So I'm going to loosen it about half a turn, and now the pin should go right into the bar. So it's in now. Next you want to put the two nuts back on, and don't tighten them too tight just yet, just snug for now, because we're going to need to adjust the chain. Next I'm going to check the tension on the chain. It's a bit loose. So I'm going to tighten it up again at the adjuster down here. I'm going to go 1/2 turn and then turn the chain like that. Check the tension. So now the tension looks pretty good. Remember that the two nuts here cannot be tight for you to be able to adjust the chain properly. So now that I've got the chain adjusted properly, I'll just re-tighten the nuts. And now you're all done. You've got your sprocket or clutch replaced, whichever you've decided to do. And that's it.